There are a lot of false ideas about relationship that get passed around. For example, opposites attract, couples shouldn't fight, it's important to have similar interests, and distance makes the heart grow fonder. Some couples might also think that going to therapy for their relationship means they have big problems because they believe that love and sex should just happen, without any work from them. We've all had different levels of trouble with people we care about. Having different interests, living on your own, and having the occasional argument are all healthy things. But when fights start to hurt a couple's basic respect for each other, the desire to make up often slowly fades. A breakup that happens all of a sudden may seem more shocking, but it is also much clearer and makes it easy to see where the two people are now. On the other hand, a long-lasting breakup could make someone feel lost and make them wonder when we became I. Each connection is unique. In the past few years, there has been a lot of reliable research done on why relationships fail. Surprisingly, the number of fights you have, the things you disagree about, and the things you have in common don't make a big difference in how well your relationship works overall. When a couple isn't stressed out, they may be able to deal with their differences very well. One can be more quiet and shy, while the other can be more outgoing and social. Even if it gets boring and they sometimes wish the other person was more like them, they might have good ways to deal with this. Other couples may also fight a lot, which may make it seem like things are worse than they are. They might be fighting over things that another couple would find easy to deal with. But for some people, a fight can turn nasty and personal very quickly. The fight can go on for days if one person runs away and won't talk, or if the other person cries and screams. What does genuine distress look like? The Gottman Institute says that the 4 horsemen are criticism, defensiveness, contempt, eye-rolling, disgust, dismissal, or ridicule, stonewalling, and silent treatment. Disrespect is the one thing that is most likely to lead to a divorce. There are also other warning signs, and if one or more of them show up in your relationship, it might be time to do something. No emotional connection exists. One of the clearest signs that your relationship is over is that there is no longer any spark between you. For a relationship to be healthy, both people must feel comfortable sharing their thoughts and feelings. If you are no longer honest and open with your partner, it might be hard to tell if the relationship is worth keeping. If you stop talking to each other, it could mean that you no longer want to be close. In the same way, you may be in a bad relationship if you've noticed that your usual playful banter has stopped or it's hard to have deep conversations. A failure to communicate. You may have noticed that you and your partner don't talk about happy or sad things as much as you used to. You may both choose to ignore problems instead of dealing with them as they come up, but the resentment you feel will still be there. It's like an elephant in the room is taking over the relationship. If you let your spouse treat you badly, or if they do the same to you, the balance of power is off. At this point, you might think that trying to solve the problem is pointless and that it would be best to stay quiet. Even though being nice and not fighting with your partner can sometimes be good for a relationship, just keeping the peace with them can be a sign that the relationship has gone too far. Communication that is hostile or hostile to someone. Communication that is too passive is the opposite of communication that is too aggressive. It's possible that you and your partner fight a lot, don't want to make up, and get into a lot of fights. When there are ongoing disagreements, both sides can get angry. You might try to talk to your partner about problems, but they are likely to laugh, downplay, or ignore them. You might not believe that you can change your bad habits, let alone get your partner to do the same. When people are having problems with their relationships, it can be very tempting to act aggressively. Like a pressure cooker, the rush of anger can give you a brief sense of satisfaction. But over time, this kind of behavior hurts respect and trust and makes it hard for partners to talk to each other. No one wants to be close to each other. During a relationship, both intimacy and sexual desire can change. There's still hope for you even if you're going through a sexual ebb phase. For a relationship to last, there has to be some kind of physical connection. Oxytocin is a hormone that is released when people touch each other. It helps people feel love and connection. If you can still be close to each other without having sex, and you still find your partner attractive, your relationship probably just needs a little work. But if you have no interest in your partner at all, that could be a problem. If the thought of sharing intimate moments with your partner makes you feel awkward, it could mean that your relationship is coming to an end. You don't think they are true. Mistrust can grow over time in a relationship and spread like wildfire. First, it could mean having doubts about your partner's dependability and trustworthiness. If doubts aren't answered, they turn into distrust. Suspicion is faith in the absence of proof. This causes anxiety, which often shows up as feelings of fear or unease. Also, when you're stressed, being afraid keeps you from being open and vulnerable. Finally, you withdraw when you're afraid. Trust is the foundation of a long-term relationship, and without it, the relationship slowly falls apart from the inside out. You can't have a real relationship with someone who fights for you if you don't trust them. For trust to be rebuilt, both partners must work on the problems that led to the breakup in the first place. About how other people are. This sign might be a little bit misleading. The vast majority of experts say that almost everyone has fantasies about other people. What matters is how much your dreams get in the way of your peace. Do you feel bad about what you did, or does it feel natural and good? Does it cause you to lose focus on your partner? Do your dreams involve just having sex with someone or a full-fledged relationship? Is it about someone you know? Ask yourself these questions to figure out if your imagination is helping or hurting your real relationship. You don't work together, and your goals are different. One of the best things about being in a relationship is having someone there to support, cheer you on, and celebrate with you when you're having a bad day or something great happens. Disconnection is shown when your key person isn't there when it matters most. When people in a relationship want different things and can't or won't support each other, it can be one of the hardest things to deal with. Even if you care about each other, if you don't have the same life goals, it might be hard to change your hopes. If you don't make time for each other to be happy as a couple, it's hard to miss the warning signs. You find it hard to imagine a future together. A key part of relationships that last is being able to imagine a future together. If you and your partner have different plans for the future or have stopped talking about them, it could mean that your relationship is coming to an end. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to our channel.